Video number one, we're talking about small businesses in today's economy, and specifically internet business. I ran third-party marketplaces for 25 years. I was one of the biggest sellers on one of the biggest platforms, and I ran into every single problem you could have. So I'm going to tell you the truth because I'm not trying to get fees from this. I'm not trying to do coaching or any of that nonsense. I'm going to tell you why I have $100,000 in inventory just right here. Forget all the other places I have inventory. I'm going to tell you what happens when you try to run a business. What I'm not going to do is tell you yes or no. I'm not going to tell you to do it or not do it. I'm not going to guarantee how you can do it successfully for sure, because what I'm going to tell you is there's a lot of obstacles that you may not be aware of in the new economy. And that means the economy has dramatically changed over the past 20 years. And what that means for small business, for entrepreneurship, and specifically for internet retail or wholesale, what that means is you now have a different type of obstacle. You now have all kinds of things in your path that could cost you your business. Most people that start businesses fail. And I'm going to make videos specifically about these stats, like the percentage that actually fail, the size of the business that fails, the types of businesses that fail the most. And I'm going to make specific videos about these third-party platforms. And so what I want to do first is just put out this message that this may not be for you. And again, it sounds like counterintuitive to me doing a channel, because then you're going to go into selling popsicles somewhere and you're not going to care about internet retail. But I do think that you need this warning before you put your life savings into a business or even with a third party coach to try to get you to do Amazon sales, Amazon FBA, one of the new upcoming platforms like Walmart or Target, or whether you want to try to sell on things like eBay or Etsy. Any of these platforms that you try to sell on, you can invest tons of money up front. You can invest money in inventory like I did. You can invest money in third party coaching systems that guarantee results that are stupid. But I'm going to tell you just the beginning. So this is what I have. Thousands of them. Look at them all. I have literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of sports gear items that are blocked on a dozen platforms. And this has caused me to invest in the front end, which means buying them at an even greater discount and then being stuck with them and not able to sell them because of very specific obstacles. There's also all kinds of other stuff. It isn't just about me getting stuck with a bunch of inventory. It's also about law firms that come after you that are almost fake. It's about government intervention, creating an environment where corporates can make even more money off you and where the small business owner and the medium-sized business owner can't succeed. There's no chance of success. And so what I want to do here is make sure this is right for you. Before you invest tons of money, before you invest tons of time, I'm going to tell you the biggest obstacles. A perfect example, a huge obstacle, is investing a bunch of money in the front end and then having your store subscription canceled. So that can happen anytime, and that can happen, unfortunately, for any reason. Oftentimes, this is for price fixing, product manipulation, seller manipulation, and ultimately price control, which used to be regulated and is not as regulated anymore, like a lot of stuff. And so before you invest that money, it makes sense to really think about what that means. So the guy in Utah that went to jail was selling Amazon and maybe other platform coaching and guaranteeing success. And I think it was probably FBA, maybe even threw in a little AI to make it look smarter. He promised people a lot of results, took a lot of money from them, and they invested in the front end. And then what often happened was their stores got canceled for other reasons, often intellectual property violation, which is going to be my favorite video. Dozens of them, intellectual property violation scams. They're everywhere. And it basically is, in the United States, price fixing. And so they are trying to keep international property violators, intellectual property violators out, and that's the guys, and they do also try to do that. But what it ends up doing is becoming a tool for people to control these stores. And what happens is the stores can get turned off. They can get partially banned, completely banned. The new thing, just as a little tidbit, is to partially ban. What that means is so they don't get sued, they don't kick you off completely. They start blocking your SKUs, blocking your ability to list. But of course, they've always blocked your ability to fix the product descriptions in shared databases. We'll go over what shared databases are. But let's end this video now. I just wanted to put out there this caution for most people that aren't aware, and even people that think they're aware, of how many obstacles there are in your way to creating a small or medium-sized internet retail, internet wholesale business in the new economy. That's why this is called third-party pooper. I don't want to be a party pooper, but I'm going to stress how real these obstacles are before you waste a bunch of money. So let's move on and make these videos. This is the first video. Make sure you subscribe and like and do all that stuff so you don't miss these videos, because I'm not making any money and I'm going to tell you the truth.